I'm sorry, there was a lag in the previous video, so I was logged out. So please join me here. Hey guys. Hey lovely people, how are you all doing today? There was a lag in the previous video, so that is why I'm here. Just going to say, I'm just going to text MJ. There was a lag. There was a lag. I have a new stream. So I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes before all of you all join in. And all right, that is good. So I'm just going to delete the previous video. All right. So I think we're all good here. Please let me know you guys are here. Yes. Hi, Mahin. So good to see you. Hi, MJ. Again, I would like to thank MJ for this video. She has been a great source of inspiration to not only me, but to all of you. And it's amazing because today's topic is intense because it's 6 crucial tips to union with your real twin flame. I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes. And then I will start. So, how has your weekend been? How was your Valentine's Day? I hope you guys had immense self-love going on. That's amazing. And it's so quickly, it's the 20th of Feb. Hi, Kate. Good to see you. Hi everyone. Okay, I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes. Let me see if the other video is out. Because if the other video is there, then people are going to join that one. Okay, I think that's out. I left work early due to drama, so I get to. Teresa, so happy to see you. I'm so sorry about the drama, human drama. And in fact, that is what we are going to talk about today because seeing life through 3D lenses and seeing life through 5D lenses immensely shifts perspective. And that's one of the key crucial tips to union because you see, when you first meet your twin, it's always about butterflies and realization and awakening. But then eventually you start facing your innermost demons. So it's the kind of challenges that all of us go through. No, there is no immunity because we are all in the 3D world. Oh, Hammy, I'm so sorry you had a weird week. Great and weird week. That sounds interesting. Do share with me how your week has been so that I can check in with you all. I know I started a bit late today. So I'm just going to give it 2 more minutes. And then after that, we can delve straight into the topic. So, energetically, you may have noticed that there's immense shifts. Yeah, it is a weird week. It's been intensely weird. You may be going through another intense bolt of catharsis. So you might be feeling high and low and like everything comes right at you. That's how you'll be feeling this week. Some of y'all might have fevers. Some of y'all might have sore throats and headaches, and these are all activations that is going on. Oh, I'm at beach eating That sounds so fun, Teresa. Funnel cake. That's fun. I'm so glad you are here. I'm so glad all of y'all are here. It makes me intensely happy to tune in with you guys every week. It gives me great pleasure. Yes, work, TF, emotions. It's been a roller coaster ride. And usually this happens during full moon. And full moon energies tend to amplify what you're already going through. So, example, you're going through doubt, you're going to amplify it. If you're thinking or if you're suspecting, then everything is going to amplify. But the thing is, when things amplify, you are forced to face it, and that's when catharsis takes place. Which goes back to our topic of today. I'm good, Amber. How are you? I hope everything is going good with you. Oh, yes, the headaches have been so intense. Even I have been experiencing a lot of headaches and fever, and I do the ART COVID test, and I'm negative, so I don't have COVID either. So then that puts us to ascension symptoms, right? Yes, a roller coaster of love. It is always roller coaster of love. Wow, it's 11:11. So interesting, guys. I take my phone and can you see it's 11:11? And it's the 20th February 2022. Such a interesting set of numbers we have got today as well. And yes, another minute or two. We have got 14 people with us, and then we could go straight into what we are going to discuss. So, what are your thoughts? I would love for you all to share your experiences, your perception, what you think are certain things that work or enhance your position towards union. I would love to hear all about it. MJ and I had organized it into 6 tips, even though there's so many ways. There are a vast number of ways. Yes, balance is one of it. It all goes down to facing your inner self. It is self-realization. You see, when we view things from a 3D perspective, everything else that is divine or magical or out of this world wouldn't make sense. So this twin flame journey is about shifting away from 3D. And that's the biggest challenge, right? Because you still have to be grounded. You still have to know what is going on in the 3D. If not, you're completely lost. So that's why balance is key. Balancing yourself between all dimensions is key to succeeding. I don't want to use the word succeed. In ways to actually unite with your twin flame. Oh, hi Mahin, your birthday. Today's your birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you really have a good birthday. I know it's a weird palindrome. Oh, Amy, I'm so glad that you have taken my suggestions to heed. And yes, surrendering is key, and surrendering takes a while too. It's not something you decide to do, you surrender and everything resets and your DM appears in front of you with a ring. It doesn't work that way. It does work for normal relationships. There's a lot of drama, there's a lot of push and pull. But with twin flames, it's really, really, really about ascending. It's really, really about knowing who you are truly. I'm so sorry, Amber, that you're shedding everything. That is catharsis. Crying is letting go and releasing, which is good. Yes, it wouldn't feel like emotions. You're just letting it out because we are amidst intense ascension flu symptoms. Like really, just a couple of hours before this video, I woke up with this intense fever, and I'm like, where is this fever coming from? And now I'm all fine. So you see, this is the difference between a normal flu and an ascension flu. But back to topic. One of the crucial elements, and I would begin with uniting with God, surrendering to God, completely surrendering to God. That is one of the utmost. You see, once you start this journey, you don't really have anyone or anything to rely on. And where do you go? You search within and you connect to God. And then you build this real special connection with God, and then you start getting guidance. And after that, number 2 is when you start experiencing the runner, chaser, you start doubting, you start believing. So you are pushed and pulled between polarities, and it's every one of you here are experiencing it, so you guys would understand that. Hey Shay, good to see you, really happy to see you. So So connecting with God, surrendering to God, moves you on to the second stage, which is experiencing the intensity of everything, which is the dark night of the soul, which we have discussed in previous videos, and flu symptoms, everything. And this is the longest period prior to union. And usually this is how it works. You connect to God, you connect to the divine, and then after that your symptoms start kick-starting. One thing about real twin flame relationships is the behavior is always peculiar. Your divine masculine will say one thing, but would act differently. For instance, when you see them in person, they will be all about being so happy to seeing you, being all excited. But then when you send them a text, they won't even open it, Whereas in 3D connections, it doesn't work that way. People are either interested or not interested. With twin flames, it's this constant battle between interest and disinterest. But the thing is, separation in itself is illusion. This brings me to tip number 3. Separation is illusion, okay? And when we incarnated on earth, we actually wanted to experience separation in 3D and eventually get to union, So an example would be like a computer game. You throw yourself into a computer game with no awareness of who you truly are, and then you meet the love of your life, but then you're trying to figure out, why are we separated? So waking up to your divine self is one of the tips towards union as well, and goes to self-realization. So when you actually wake up to your own divinity, and this usually happens with God worship, with connecting to God. I don't even want to say worship, and everyone has got their own relationship with God. And the reason why in this group we constantly use the word God is because that is the fastest and quickest and most easy way actually to experience all of this with strength and with consciousness. And also, when you pray to God, you actually start feeling stronger. And when you are stronger, you start experiencing higher dimensions. And when you experience higher dimension, it's about shifting perspective to 3D. So then, for example, in 3D, all right, right now you're operating from 3D, and your divine masculine is mean towards you, all right? And operating from 3D, you're going to be like, why is he mean to me? What did I do? Blah, 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 blah. You will start getting all the 3D emotions coming in. But then if you shift yourself up to the higher dimensions, you will start to see where is this meanness coming from? Am I being mean to myself? Is that why that meanness is being revealed through my divine masculine? You see where I'm coming from? And then slowly your perspective shifts, and then you're like, oh, I have been mean to myself lately. I have been critical to myself. My self-talk has been very, very negative. I've been telling myself I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful enough, and then this is projected via your divine masculine. So that is what's happening with mirroring. It's what you are telling yourself is what your DM, because your divine masculine and you are one, right? So yourself, you in another body, is telling yourself, you know what, I do not like you, because you do not like yourself. So this realization is another tip to waking up to this connection. Teresa, I'm like, I love A, then I doubt the connection. Doubt is 3D and human doubt, and we have discussed this in previous videos as well. Doubt takes place all the time, and it's something that only you are able to work through with. That's why surrendering to God, you see, all of these 6 tips are actually intertwined, interconnected. So you can't really it's not like a pathway, like 8-fold path or something. It's all connected. So that's why it's okay to doubt, but then shift your perspective and see the doubt from a higher perspective. And that's how it works, you know. Amy, I'm going to read out Amy's comment. I think I'm still in the process of it, so I don't want to lose the focus on God now that He's coming back around. Yes, especially when you feel He's coming back around, do not lose your connection with God. Keep on praying, because when you pray, you are grounded, you know, you are not extreme, you know, you don't go overboard. The issue the issue with divine feminines is that they tend to go overboard, you know, because they see their DM after a long time and they go overboard, and then it kickstarts the runner excuse me runner chaser dynamic right again. I'm going to read out MJ's comment. You always have to keep the focus on God. That's what is going to keep your connection strong and protected. She has said it so beautifully. So this is one of the biggest tips for union. So do not shift away from God, you know, because when you shift away from God, then you're going to question this connection. See, when you connect to God and when you actually talk to God about your connection with your DM, you actually get answers through silence. You know, silence is a language and silence is answer. You know, some way God communicates with you in a different language, in other words. Teresa, yup, I know God will have me be with the person that matches my frequency in divine timing. He's done so much for me recently, and even with how chaotic my life is at the moment, I have faith God is fixing everything for my highest good. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You know, that's the way to go about it. The crucial element lies with trying to see separation as something that is part of this journey in the human world. That is, you have to acknowledge that there is separation. You know, even though you're one soul, there is separation. But however, separation is something that you wanted to experience before union. So many twins are stuck in the separation phase is because they cannot accept. They are like, I feel this strong out of the world connection with my divine masculine, but why is it that we are separated? And then when they keep thinking about separation, and that is what they are putting out, they remain separated. So ultimately it's about it's about letting go. It's about letting go and going with the flow. And letting go is one of the hardest thing to do, because total surrender means you have completely let go of your DM in 3D. Having said that, when you are in 3D and when you let go of your DM, that means not checking their social media, not checking their friends' social media, completely being in Zen, you know, and talking to your 5D DM. I know some of my clients tell me that, or sometimes they get so angry with their 3D divine masculine that they tell their 5D DM off. But you have to understand they're all one, just expressing themselves in different dimensions. Yes, please do let me know that you're here, and do say something like what aspect would you like me to focus on and stuff like that, so that I know that you guys are here and you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I don't want to rush a certain aspect too much. Of course, I cannot elaborate more and more on your connection with God. That is the reason why it is so crucial always to pray, to connect with God. You know, I know with the 21st century, you've got so many schools of spirituality, but ultimately, you know, oneness with God is the key to twin flame union. So it's about acknowledging separation and then going on to seeing oneness in your connection. And oneness comes with a different perspective, you know. Oneness comes with figuring out what it is that you are trying to understand in this connection. And you have to understand that you will not get answers all the time, so if you keep on searching for answers, you are going to hit a wall as well. Oh, I'm going to read out Teresa's comment. It's funny, A's higher self has been communicating with me all week. Even now, he kept asking during my meditation what happened and work today, and I wouldn't tell him. You see, you start developing that connection with your DM's higher self, and this is the real deal, guys. It's about embracing 3D and also understand that this connection is multi-dimensional, and I cannot insist on further. So you have to understand that 3D is about a great level of ego. Okay, so going back to the analogy that I was sharing earlier on, why are you hurt when your divine masculine hurts you? You're hurt because you just can't figure out why they're hurting you, right? And why do you see it as hurt? Is there something in you that you are doing to hurt yourself? Is that what your DM is mirroring back to you? Have you been a pushover? Have you been a doormat? Have you been easy? Have you been... So these are crucial questions to think about and reflect and understand, because this is what's going to trigger awakening. So you have to compromise between what you're feeling, who you are on a divine perspective, and what your ego is trying to do to you in terms of this connection. So a big sign that you are not towards union is you living in 3D. So when you find out, hey, why am I so in tune with 3D drama, 3D stuff, then you know, okay, it's time to step my game up. It's time to actually be broader, to actually be more open to what everything is about. Because only when you're open, you will start channeling stuff, right? So one of the examples is when twin flames fight, they start to think, oh, maybe that person is not my twin flame, or they think, oh, it's a different person, or you start taking it into your 3D ego mind, and you start deciphering it according to that. So ultimately, in my discussions with MJ, we felt that sometimes a lot of you start treating this connection in a very 3D way. Even with the assurance about, does he love me? Is he going to connect with me? You are seeing it in a very, very, very 3D perspective. And it's not wrong, because on earth we are here to enjoy that experience too. But that is a major block. So for some of you, it's about marrying your twin, having kids, and there's nothing wrong with it, and you will eventually get there. But trying to push that intent is what causes the runner-chaser dynamic as well. Because you're seeing it and treating it as a 3D form of expression. So you're seeing it from 3D eyes. Oh, if my divine masculine rejects me, he's not my divine masculine. But you do not go within to figure out, actually, I am rejecting myself. I keep comparing this divine union with past rejections or past experiences, and that's why it becomes extremely, extremely complex. So from 5D, there's an explanation for this. From when you just go a level up, when you level up, I like using the word level up. When you level up, it's different, because you start seeing. So 5D, one of the ways that I've mentioned in my previous videos is that see your life like you're watching a Netflix movie, or see your life as something from a higher perspective, a state of watchfulness. If you guys want to know more about watchfulness, you can watch one of my previous videos. So when your DM is aloof or not talking, or is in his man cave, you have to understand that you are ignoring parts of yourself that needs to be acknowledged. Like, it could be something as procrastinating, for instance, procrastinating something that you've been fearful about, procrastinating something that you're just scared to do, that in itself triggers the hot and cold between because you are one soul, right? So whatever you feel, your DM is going to feel as well. And that is what triggers the chasing, and it's a very divine feminine thing, the chasing. Whereas in other kinds of relationship, it's the male who chases the female. So this is a key factor, when you know that, when you know that you are the one chasing, these are one of the signs that they are your twin flame. So the next big thing, which I mentioned but I'm going to elaborate on, is trauma such as inner child wound, past lives, ancestral karma. I don't even want to use the word karma, but DNA activations and womb clearing and trust and surrendering to God. All these are actually keys, because ultimately, when you're in the runner and chaser phase, you keep running, right? It's like, okay, this is a beautiful example. So with divine masculine, when you are chasing, it's like chasing your own shadow. So can you ever catch your shadow? No matter how much you chase your shadow, can you catch your shadow? Osho uses this as an example in a lot of his books, and you just try, you go running and then you see your shadow, right? You try chasing your shadow. No matter how much you run, you will never be able to catch your shadow. But when you stop, your shadow is there. And this analogy is one of the best analogies I can think of. So the moment you stop chasing, your DM starts running. Stops running. So I'm going to look at questions. Yes, being with him in the Teresa said, being with him in the 5D so amazing already. It feels like we're together in 3D. Yes, even though we technically aren't. Yes, connecting with your divine masculine in 5D becomes very real. Sooner or later, you feel like your DM is with you all the time. And that also plays a key part in breaking the runner-chaser dynamic. Amy, I've been doing a lot of journaling to include the mirroring. It has been learning on my deep issues. Yes, journaling helps so much. I journal whenever the inspiration strikes. Yes, the minute I started focusing on me, he messaged me asking to see me. That's why I want to stay balanced. I don't want to fall back into my chasing. Amy, you have said it so beautifully, because you see, the moment you start focusing on yourself, your DM actually returns some way. It's some magical universal formula. It just gets your DM. You just see. But when you say focusing on yourself, it's completely focusing on yourself, not secretly stalking your divine masculine on social media. So that's why Amy got that right. So you think that you're focusing on yourself, but you're still spying on your twin, then the runner chaser dynamic, it's not breaking. Another thing about twin flame connections is, another crucial tip is about soul mission. And soul mission is not some going to NASA and becoming an astronaut or being a politician. Soul mission is about the impact you're making in the 3D world with God in mind, with divine in mind. So it could be something such as working with children, teaching them an art. It could be something, but it's a soul mission, it's a soul purpose, and that's what makes it so beautiful. Because when you know your soul mission, you are passionate about it and you start focusing on it, and you take the focus away from your divine masculine. So that also triggers union. So focusing on yourself triggers union, praying to God triggers union, focusing on your soul mission triggers union. So aligning with God and your higher self and fully releasing everything you feel to God is one of the ways I cannot emphasize on, that will actually get your divine masculine to come to you in 3D. So it goes back to this entire journey being self illusory, It's an illusion. Right now, I'm talking to you through social media, through a webcam, right? So if you were to ask humans 1000 years ago, me talking to you, they will call this an illusion, right? Because they cannot understand how this technology works. So same thing, we are in this human body in this lifetime trying to decipher this illusion, and always remember that you agreed to separation. That's the reason why you're split into two bodies, right? If you don't agree to it, how can a soul be split into two bodies? Having said that, yes, guys, keep the questions coming in, and I don't worry about being interrupted, because I really have my notes with me and it doesn't affect my flow. So, going back to that, it's about breaking this illusion and becoming one. So, what is becoming one? What is becoming one with your twin, even if you're not in physical union? So, that's a cool question, right? Becoming one is completely embracing all of 3D and understand that this connection is something deeper than 3D and awakening to the divinity of this entire journey. So it's ultimately about being one in separation. It's oneness in separation. So this is why you can feel the difference, when you're obsessing about your divine masculine, constantly thinking about them, you are actually going far from union, because it reactivates the runner chaser dynamic. And the interesting part is, people think it goes by stages, right? Like, oh, once you have evolved from the runner chaser phase, you go on to the next stage. Runner chaser phase can be activated all the time. So the moment, like, you're doing so well, right? Focusing on your soul mission, doing things that enliven Earth and everything. But then the moment you start obsessing over your twin, or you're like, oh, is he talking to someone? Is he with a girl? Or why is he with his friends? Why is he partying all the time? Then you start the runner chaser mechanism, and everything, like all the effort you put, goes down. So it's about dropping up and down, and eventually it's about the balance. There will come a point where you're wise enough to drop the ups and downs. Hey, Paige, good to see you. Melanie, oneness in separation as in love, unconditional love. Yes. So oneness in separation is about not seeing yourself as being separate from your divine masculine. So that means you are one, even though you're separated physically. That's what I meant. Mahin, I'm absorbing. Every time I listen, I get answers to questions I didn't know. I see that to yourself, connect within and pray to God and surrender, and you will start getting all the answers to your dilemma. And every twin flame journey is unique. I mean, there are similarities, but always remember, there is no cookie cutter method to union. If there was a cookie cutter method, why would you be in this journey to begin with? You could just choose a normal kind of 3D human love, which is quite cookie cutter. You play the whole game with runner chaser, let the guy chase you, you play some games, and then eventually get together, get married, have kids, and then fall out of the marriage. That is quite a human connection. Whereas twin flame, it's not like that. You figure out all your issues before getting into union. So with other relationships, you are into the relationship with your issues, and that is the reason why couples fall out of marriage, fall out of connect. That's why you see a lot of separation and divorces happening. Whereas twin flame union is ultimate, because you face your darkest demons, the dark night of the dark night of the soul. You completely surrender to God. You find out the divinity. You completely embrace the divinity. You see separation as an illusion, and you work out on all your childhood trauma, your PTSD, you being bullied, for instance, everything. Once you start, and then when you're working on these issues, your DM is actually mirroring back to this. So when they're mirroring back, they are also healing, and then the healing becomes back and forth, and then you can actually feel your divine masculine healing, and you are healing, and both of you are healing, and then you reach a point where, hey, you realize that, wow, this love is truly unconditional. And then when you get into a relationship the human way, things are concrete, things are stable, and you are no longer tainted by Hollywood romantic notions of love, but you actually embrace the divinity in this. That's why trust and surrender is something that you guys should embrace. I mean, a lot of us healers provide the trust and surrender healing as well. You can check out our products on our albums, and MJ has recommended some as well, so do check that out. But always it's about inner work, guys. You can do it yourself. Like I said, psychics, healers are always a place to go to be inspired, but ultimately it's your own healing and your own connection with God and your own journey with your divine masculine. So that's why it's always good, right, to have a second opinion. It's also good that healing eases or kickstarts the activations and stuff. But ultimately, it is you alone who can figure things out. So some of you all deal with very, very intense trauma, which I shall not go into in depth. But those trauma takes time to heal. You being misused, manipulated, all these wounds. And when you meet your divine masculine in 3D, these wounds automatically start surfacing, and it's hard, and that's why you feel like this entire journey happens so quickly. Yes, I'm going to repeat, there are great Reiki healings that really helps, and it's posted in the group, so take your time and check it out. Whoever you feel connected with, go with that healer. Yes, these triggers within become therapeutic, definitely. Amber, some days I feel like he's going to communicate, and then I feel him back off and get scared or unsure or something. I try to ensure him I love him unconditionally, and it's okay and safe to communicate. I send him love. Yes. So another thing is about sending them unconditional love. See, a lot of twin flames, they get wrapped on with 3D, and they start be like, why should I send him love? He's not doing anything for me, He doesn't even open my messages. He doesn't even acknowledge me. What's up with him? You see, the moment you start seeing it that way, then you go back into the runner chaser phase, because you're expecting. Expectation is a big blunder in union. You have expectations, you are doomed. So it is surpassing the expectation and accepting this as a divine journey, and to see your divine in all dimensions. That is true unconditional love, and that's why we call it unconditional love. If you have expectation, it's conditional love. How can it be unconditional love? And intimacy with your twin flame is not about taking off your clothes and having sex. It's about being intimate in all aspects. It's an energy dance. Of course, twin flame sex is another level. It's out of the world. But intimacy between twin flames is another level. It's like you're fully in this bubble together, and you are dancing in this cosmic dance. So when you do those Reiki energy healings, they affect your twin flame as well, if they are your twin flame for sure. So that's why a lot of us, even I do couple healings, many kinds of healings. You can check it out. In fact, I might introduce a few healings this week. Let's see. It actually, because you guys are one soul, and that's why MJ says if they are your real twin flame, it affects them, and you see them ascending as well. And I'm always grateful to all of you all who tell me such good things about my healings. I really feel happy because all of us work so hard and we want the best for you. So we spend hours and hours doing your healing, and sincerely we want the best for you and the trust you put to us. And so once in a while it's good to get a healing and a reading as well. But ultimately, it is about praying to God. It's about finding your own truth within you, which you will. So the separation has allowed me to feel his energy more. I think I was so grounded in fear and ego, I couldn't distinguish it before. Now I'm starting to be able to see what he's feeling versus if it's mine. Yes, it happens to all of us. And like I say, you go back and forth with this as well. So once you actually embrace the separation and accept the oneness in the separation, you will start differentiating his emotions and your emotions. So for example, like you're thinking, oh, could he be with someone else? Just have a look at that talk that you have to yourself. We see maybe he's thinking the same. As my divine feminine moved on, has she moved on? Why is she so quiet? So that's what's mirroring back to you. You get it? It's just that you guys are expressing it in a different way. So the moment you are like, no, in our heart it's like, no, my loyalty and my trust and my surrender is to my divine masculine through God and the divine, then it's, you break that thought pattern, and then it goes back to your DM, and your DM will be, she's probably fine. I always feel unconditional love. And divine masculines actually do. We don't have much divine masculines in this group. MJ and I talked about it, but maybe in the future, if any of our divine masculines can participate, would love to, I'm sure they would love to share what they have been going through. So we'll try to find someone in the future, God willing. Oh, thanks, Amy. Thank you so much. Your words, your kind words really means a lot. And so I think I have covered all 6 points. The floor is open to questions now. So you have to trust in the Almighty, ultimately. So strengthening our connection is God makes us actually powerful beyond measure. Look at all those successful people, like true successful people. They always say, praise God. All praise to God. Have you ever thought about what they actually mean? All praise to God, because that is what is beautiful with your connection with God. When you are in alignment with your higher self and God, things manifest according to what you desire with the highest good, intention wise. My God, I swear those have been so much of my thoughts over the last few. You see, be mind reader. I could read your mind, Amy. Excuse me. See, ascension flu. Full moon always. Every month during full moon, and every full moon is unique. You tend to experience a certain kind of catharsis, which is so cool. So once we surrender to God, all our issues starts to surface. But always remember, when you have a strong connection with God, you won't be overwhelmed. Like, God is not going to throw everything like then you're going to just overwhelm. So you're going to get it in stages. And that's why I cannot insist on this, that you have to give time for healing to happen. So most of y'all start healing and then fall back into 3D patterns. You start to, why am I not in union with my twin? Why am I not in union with their twin? And this question triggers the runner-chaser dynamic. Let go, completely let go. Like, what is yours will always come to you. Like, get away from the notion that someone is going to hook him away, and just think about it. Even if they do, it's all 3D. It's an illusion. Ultimately, you are one. You guys can never, I can never be separated with my twin. We are one, experiencing life in 3D. Yes, I cannot agree more with MJ. Amy, if you are a true twin flame, I need to warn you The angels can come around and play a trick on you to see if you trust. They did to me quite a few times. Still, I learned to trust. So I can't emphasize on this. Trust and surrender is very, 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 very important. You have to trust yourself in this journey. Some clients, I know, they get checks from like 10 different readers, 20 different readers, and they get different answers. And have you ever thought about it's the angels that's playing tricks on you, because you just cannot accept it. So stick to one, I would say. Usually the first one is right. And for those who don't even need a check, within your twin flame is your twin flame. You don't even need a check. But of course, you have to know that sometimes that's what's called Maya. Maya is a Sanskrit word. It's called illusion, and illusion plays games. So we are in God's immense playground, and everything is called Leela. Leela is called playfulness in Sanskrit. So Leela is actually a very divine term. So the Leela of God, God's play. Yes, for most of you guys would be tested a lot. And always remember, guys, there is also, which I discussed in my previous video, there is a false twin flame situation. So be aware of that as well. Ultimately, your intuition would always tell you whether your twin is your twin. And always remember, you can't control your twin. You can't force your twin to union. You cannot go around sabotaging their relationships. So once you start doing all this, there's a thin line between insanity and reality. So always bear that in mind. Everything happens in divine timing. Always go with the divine flow. If you need to get a healing, MJ has recommended a lot of healings. Go check that out. Always remember, healing starts from within. Healing starts from connecting to God, surrendering to the divine. After that, once your issues start surfacing, a healing good time, it's a good time to get healings, because it will amplify your issues, and then you would go on to the next stage, which is trying to figure out what this connection is about. And then you will start seeing union in the separation, and that is beautiful. Then you would no longer need acknowledgement. You wouldn't even need to see your twin in 3D anymore, because your connection with your twin's 5D self is so intense. And it's true, guys. Don't doubt it. When your 5D DM is with you, it's real. It's like he's right next to you talking to you. It's like FaceTiming them. Not even FaceTiming them. It's like they are like a hologram. And for some of us, they become like physical body. You can touch them, you can hug them, you can. So that's how magical and beautiful this twin flame connection is. So MJ gave me a few notes. TF traumas need clearing. Soul mission, soul work. Childhood wound, past life. I did after that, you want to have questions what you have to heal. Yes, so you guys can talk about this, because childhood wounds, past life, and how you can go about healing them. Thank you so much, MJ. You are my angel, always always there. So guys, always be grateful to how beautifully MJ manages this group, and how she loves each and every one of you. She is truly amazing, and she always has our back, and she is like, this beautiful soul, and I'm always grateful to MJ. Thank you so much for being there. It's okay, Linda. It's okay. I'll go on for another 15 minutes. So if I tell you the illusions they showed me, I thought were real. Yes, MJ, please feel free to share your experience as well. I would love to read them out here. So hi, Linda. Yes. We are just talking about healing wounds that surface once activations and soul work starts happening. So how we can go about it? You can do self-healing. You can always engage any one of us to help you with the healing. But ultimately, it is surrendering to God. And I cannot insist on trust. You have to really work out your trust issues. Trust issues is a big thing amongst twin flames, because twin flames are generally not trusting. And not trusting is a very 3D thing. Because when you're operating from a higher self, you wouldn't go on to get assurances or trust or anything like that. You just know, and there's no doubt in the knowing. Mahin, I always feel my DM with me. It's intense at times, but it's great to get to talk to him and understand each other more. So that is fantastic. Will your twin flame always choose you? Okay, this is a very tricky question, and I don't want to make it a fact-based thing. So I'll give you my opinion on it. So, with twin flame connections, it's usually the divine feminine who recognizes their divine masculine. So it's not really about choosing. You cannot make someone your twin. It's a historical fact. Your soul is split into two bodies, the divine feminine aspect and the divine masculine aspect. And the divine feminine recognizes. But then the divine masculine pushes the divine feminine to go through an intense period of purging. So the DM in some level also understands the divinity of this connection, but they want their divine feminine to work things out, because when they're working things out, it inspires them to work on themselves too. So it's this it's this thing that you made before incarnating on earth, and you are like constantly helping each other in this journey. So what is the point of getting into a relationship with so many issues? What is the divinity with that? Thank you, MJ. Amy says, thank you, MJ, for your guidance. I think this group has helped me keep the focus on God through it. I love that it is the focus in this group. Amber, I feel his energy some days, and other days I feel like he completely disappeared. So weird, but then 2 days later I feel him. This happens quite a lot with twin flames. You actually feel them very much, and then suddenly there will be a period where you actually don't feel them. So that is the reason why you really can't doubt. You have to trust and you have to surrender to this journey. So that's why I cannot emphasize on this that there is no fixed pattern. There are no fixed ways to attain your twin flame. There is no fixed methodology, like you just have to go with the flow, go with the wind. You have to just trust the divine and let the divine orchestrate the flow. So that is why you guys have to focus on healing and spend as much time on healing. It may take years. Do not count the numbers and days. Time is an illusion. Time is man-made. Your healing is paramount. Your soul mission is paramount. And when all of this is in divine alignment, in perfect balance, union just happens. That's why the union stage is very quick, and it happens very quickly, It's behind the scenes. Before union, what happens? Yes, Paige, I agree with you. I recommend paying more attention to music you hear. I promise you get those messages. Absolutely. Music is another way. I still remember many months ago when my DM and I were not talking, there was this song that I would always listen to in Spanish, but it had an English version, so I never knew what the lyrics were. And that one day it clicked. I should actually listen to it in English, and then I got the messages. And then after that, things just started to flow. So music is a key indicator. So let the music choose you. It's always divine at play. So do share with me your experiences, guys, and I would love to guide you guys on that. And this is an open forum. This is a safe space. All these videos belong to the group, so don't worry about it being published elsewhere. This belongs here. All that we discuss stays here. Feel free to speak your hearts out. There is no judgment. You know me very well. I never judge. MJ is the same. We all don't judge at all. All of our readers operate with unconditional love. We love you all immensely, and that's how we are even able to do this work. Amber, I get tons of messages through music. Every time I turn on the radio, he sends me messages through song. Okay, Melanie, are we ever done healing? Does that happen when we reunite? You see, when you ask this question, you know you still have work to do. Because when you ultimately figured out all your issues, it's not about um, healing completely. You know, there's always, you're in a 3D world, so you're still meant to bleed and all that. But when you are in that stage, when union occurs, so I wouldn't say that they correspond with one another, but it's something like that. So when you are in union, you know that you have figured things out and you're operating from a higher level. That's why twins in union seem to, always know what they're speaking, and I mean, through twin flames, I mean, there's no judgment, and if you ask them for advice and tips, they always just go with the flow, and they want you to find your own truth. So they're not going to give you answers either, because there's no answer to this journey. It's about you. It's like enlightenment, like there are so many books about enlightenment. The Rig Veda, they have all the Vedas, Shiva Purana, Bhagavad Gita, Bible, Quran, everywhere they talk about enlightenment. But what happens is when it's lost in the essence, is lost in translation. So same thing with the twin flame journey. There's no book or there's no definition that is going to guarantee union. It's about, so ultimately everyone will say enlightenment is your own unique journey, and everybody's experiences is different, because enlightenment is not a journey. Enlightenment is awakening. You're realizing yourself. And last week I talked a lot about the Matrix movie. So when Neo gets pulled out of the matrix, he's actually given a choice, the blue pill or the red pill, and that's how he's pulled out of there. And enlightenment is like that. You are given choices at every stage, whether you choose to live in this illusory world or you choose to actually wake up to reality, to see what is behind the veil. And that's when you realize everything, there is no fixed rules, there's nothing. And that's why praying to God really, really strengthens you, builds you up as a person. You become stronger. Linda, well, I've been running into him last weekend, and today too. It's crazy. And then the universe has its way of orchestrating all these meetings, and it's fantastic. Like, you probably think like, how is that minute of bumming into each other is so perfectly aligned. It's a constant reminder. That's why look out for signs, look out for messages, trust God and his angels, like really, and always know when you're vibrating from a higher level, the messages you're receiving from God is in alignment. So I'm going to go for another 5 minutes, guys. If you guys have any last questions, please write them in the comment, and I'd love to talk about it. Yes, this matrix, to me, this was the best matrix. It's like, it's the present life. Excuse me. It's present life. It's the it portrays the current matrix of what we are all going through. The whole, like how, and it's beautiful how the analysts would say that we just give them the right amount so that they do not want to leave the matrix, and they're constantly battling between fear and love. So it was beautiful. If you guys have time, watch the movie, watch it a few times, and then you'll get the wisdom of it. I think what's funny is that I never even knew about union when I was going through a lot of first part of the relationship. I just know I wanted peace. I still don't know that my goal is union, really. I mean, I guess that's our soul's goal, but I just want to be where I need to be. And yes, it's about being where you need to be and allowing divinity to flow through you. All I know is I love this guy in the weirdest strong way I have known. And exactly, that's how twin flame love is. It's like coming home. You just feel like you're at home, and not a physical home. It's just home. You just feel so comfortable, like you can be yourself completely without judgment, nothing. It's this weird kind of love that can never be expressed in words, and that is the beauty of it, guys. It's just how we, you see, so in that aspect, it's not something that you have to attain. So for some twin flames, it's not about union, it's just about missions. They get together. So that's why not everyone might ultimately go on to have kids and children and all that, which all depends on how much soul work you are doing and what you guys truly want. So, so in other words, it's like snapping out this matrix and recognizing, oh, this is a dynamic, this is a matrix, but how am I going to see beyond the matrix? Am I allowing fear to keep me stuck in a certain place? Or what is it that's happening? That's why a lot of self-reflection and self-analysis and working on yourself. A lot of people, in a lot of relationships, they tend to not work on themselves. They just go straight into a connection, they start having kids, and then after that, when they start waking up, they realize, oh my goodness, this is not the person I married. We are completely different people. So that's why it's opposite. In twin flame connection, you do all the work, and then ultimately when you unite, you just enjoy the pure love. So that's why it's just so beautiful, and we have to constantly, so it's not only admiring the beauty, but it's also to acknowledge the pain and the doubt and the fear and everything. Just remember that it's a holistic process. You experience everything before you truly understand who you are. And that's why I cannot elaborate further. It's not about always looking outward, it's about looking within. And looking within is one of the most important things, always. Thoughts on communication and reaching out first. I'm so curious. Do any of you reach out to them and communicate first? I'm hoping he reaches out and communicates when he's ready. That's why I haven't reached out. Sometimes I wonder if he's waiting for me to reach out, though, so he knows it's okay to communicate again. You see, the moment you're having expectation about communication, the runner-chaser matrix happens. So often what you should do is, you should just let it flow. Like, sometimes you may accidentally call your twin, and then you have to message them. So that is probably orchestrated by your spirit guides or angels. So that's why, go with the flow. Don't see it in a 3D way. Do I have to communicate? Just if you feel like, hey, maybe this is a good time to wish him happy birthday, or hey, just say hi or check in. And if he doesn't reply, no expectations, because if you have expectations, you trigger the runner chaser dynamic. Oh, that's wonderful, Melanie. That is such amazing news. Amy, it ends up a mess. I'm undoing all that with my person now. I did all the other stuff first. Now I'm healing from it. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's that. That's why karmic connections are like, to some it prepares you guys for your real twin flame relationship. But for a lot, karmic relationship becomes their life. So it's something that you have to see without judgment. So guys, I'm going to end soon. So any last few questions, and then I will see you all next week with another topic which MJ and I will discuss about. And if you guys ever have any ideas, please reach out to the group. I mean, you can put a post and then we'll have a look and see if that's something, and let me know in the comments, is there any topics that you want me to talk about next week. I was stood up by a guy, and late at night I emailed my twin. Hit send before thinking. We have been talking for almost a year and doing good. If you want to talk, do it. If you want to talk, do it. I think I've been super worn out. I don't have any more expectations. So yeah, going expectation free is one of the crucial elements in reaching union. And going expectation free is very hard, because you're constantly expecting, because that's how we are designed, right? Once we are born, and then all of the 3D stimuli tends to go into our mind. We are like a tabula rasa, and then after that we are just filled with all of the 3D stuff, and then it's all about releasing the stuff and understanding your true divinity. You're most welcome, Mahin, and thank you all for joining me today. And this video will be here, so if you guys want to watch it again, And I will see you all again next week with a brand new video. Thank you, MJ, for everything. Love you so much. And thank you for all that you do for the group. You are awesome. You're awesome, goddess, always. So thank you all and love you all and have a great weekend. Bye bye.